So what are these like little shorts you make? These horror shorts, and where can you find them?
401films.com. They are, mostly short, some micro. So it's like we do a lot of like, so Two Roads Brewery is okay.
Familiar.
Yeah, they're in Connecticut. They do a horror movie festival every year where you have to incorporate their beer inside of them, like whatever. And this year it was
does it have to be like in a comical way?
No, it can be any way you want.
Okay.
They leave the genre of horror up to you, but it's around Halloween, so it should be probably a horror or Halloween-esque movie.
Yeah.
But this year was what the hell was the Rosemary's Baby is their famous like Halloween beer.
Okay.
And they ask you to like put that in there with a sticker and say a certain line.
Yeah.
And so we made a short this year. I starred in it.
Oh, nice. I gotta check this out.
Called Brew Animator.
Okay.
And it's on. So it's 401films.com is where all of our films are. But yeah, we just me and the guy you just met, Mark, who you met last time I think, and Joe. The three of us have been friends for a while, and we kind of just
of average nobodies, correct?
No. Neither one of these guys are average nobodies.
Oh, okay.
That's Ryan and Adam. But we've just been friends for a long time. We met in the Scouts, and
are you an Eagle Scout?
I am an Eagle Scout.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We're just interested in movies. So every once in a while we used to make movies, and now we like decided that we wanted to make like this collaborative thing, which Vaulted Podcast falls under, and 401 Film falls under, which is Yellow Canoe Creative. That's our like umbrella.
Yep.
And so here we are. But yeah, 401films.com. You can look at all our shorts.
Yellow Canoes have something to do with the Boy Scouts?
Yeah. So we went to every summer we would go to this camp called Camp Yagu, which is in Rockville, Rhode Island.
Okay.
It's southern Rhode Island. And it's around the Connecticut border. And the logo is a Native American man with a canoe over his head, and the canoe is yellow.
Oh.
And so Yellow Canoe Creative.
There you go. That's fun. Yeah, I heard you guys talking about some sort of festival or something like that. So I've seen you say like you've done short films before, but you've never brought it up, or
we submit to a bunch of small festivals around the Northeast and some outside, like because Mark is most interested in horror stuff. Me as well.
Yep.
Just like kind of campy type of shit, and there are a lot of really cool small film festivals dedicated to those type of films.
Yep.
And so that's the kind of stuff that we aim for.
Nice.
Yeah.
So everyone go check that out. And also if you are interested in doing a podcast or filming some sort of music video, hit up Matt at Vaulted Podcasts.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool place to do a podcast. Sounds professional. Sounds great. He'll get you started with everything. I believe he said he can produce it. He can just, if you have a producer, then you just need a space, and sure he can set you up there.
Yeah, I can be the engineer or producer or whatever you want me to be. And we are on PeerSpace, which is sort of like
So it's kind of like it's like
Airbnb.
Fiverr.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's more like it's a Airbnb Fiverr mixture where instead of renting out places to stay, you rent out like workspaces.
Nice.
So and there happens to be a podcast studio subcategory on the website, so you can go to PeerSpace and book us through there as well.
But also, I mean, I'm sure just hit up Vaulted Podcast.
Yeah,
before you go to PeerSpace, but PeerSpace is awesome. But before you do that, hit up Vaulted Podcast. But what a fun week of the Super Bowl. You see the Rams won. I don't know if you heard. You got any hot takes? Cooper Kupp, should he have been MVP? Go.
Yeah, I think so. I think Cooper Kupp he should have been. Matt Stafford was the MVP of the Super Bowl.
Yep.
The man played out of his mind when he needed to.
Yeah.
Right. When he needed to be good, he was nails, just like he was all playoffs.
Matt Stafford, Hall of Famer. Go.
Yes. Better than Aaron Rodgers. I think that Cooper Kupp deserved it. He had a hell of a season, and that's like a nice little cap on it, I do believe.
Yep.
Stafford getting the Super Bowl win after being with the Lions for that much, that's all he fucking needs. Like that's all he can. I mean, him getting MVP would have been nice for him too, but like fucking Cooper Kupp is the man. He was the man. Happy they won. Super happy for Aaron Donald. He's a once in a generation defensive talent. Yeah. He's incredible. He'll be put up there with LT. Like as far as like defenders go, fucking incredible.
Yeah.
It was people say it was a boring game. I don't think it was that boring.
It was fine. Yeah. It wasn't like, I think we're so spoiled, especially like around this area where every single Super Bowl, I mean, maybe except the last Rams one was like down to the second, like nail biting. I mean, look at you go the first Rams Super Bowl, obviously Adam Vinatieri, Tom Brady, take it to overtime, says John Madden, doesn't do it. Same thing, Panthers. Yeah. The Eagles won. The first one, was probably the most boring out of the first 6.
Out of the Patriots ones, yeah.
Correct. But it was also, it did come down to the wire, even though Dominic McNabb was shitting his pants and everything like that. Obviously, helmet catch and then the Mario Manningham catch. Those games weren't so fun. Something happened in the Seahawks game that was kind of exciting in the last second.
Yeah, the Seahawks game and the Falcons Super Bowl are the 2 most exciting Super Bowls that we'll ever live through. So, for the Rams one of that trilogy of Super Bowls to be the crappy one, fine.
And also the Eagles one where they lost was an excellent game as well.
Yeah,
Tom Brady had the best performance of any quarterback in the Super Bowl.
That was a good game. I always forget about that Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was sad.
Yeah, that is sad.
Yeah, when you think about it, the Patriots could have went 3 in a row. Would have been exciting, but whatever. The game was fine. Any good I know we talked a little bit about commercials beforehand. Any good commercials that kind of stick out?
Nothing stood out to me except for the Sopranos one and maybe the Larry David one, the crypto one.
Yeah. But also the QR code one sticks out. But did you know that it crashed? Because I did it. I saw it. I was like, oh, QR code. I'll scan this. It's get $15 in free Bitcoin. And then it was it's crashed. And I was like, oh, this is fucking embarrassing.
I forget who said it today. I was listening to the KMS and maybe it was Mike, maybe it was Kirk. They said that you watch the commercials and half of them you don't even know what the commercials are for. And I agree with that. There was somewhere I was like, okay, that's some crypto website, but there's no telltale thing of it. Even the Coinbase one, it's you had to wait till the end to know that there was Coinbase or go to the QR
the whole
code.
thing was there was just weird. I don't know. There's just then there was a car commercial where it's we're not focused on going on to Mars, which is a dig at Elon Musk and Tesla. Yeah. But then is that a new car? Is it a new car company? I didn't know what it was. No. But I just feel like Super Bowl commercials are just kind of.
It's not as exciting as it once was, I don't think. After the Bud Bowl.
Exactly. Bring back the Bud Bowl. If they brought, I would have literally lost my shit if I see Bud Bowl 6, after 30 years.
That would be, why not? That, but that is the type of nostalgia shit that, look at the halftime show. Everybody was jizzing their pants between the ages of 30 and 40 for fucking the halftime show. Yeah. And that's all nostalgic. And that would have been great. The Bud Bowl would have been great.
I think if they bring back, and then you got people talking about it and oh, what was that? And then people look it up, and then I promise if they ever do a Bud Bowl commercial, I will sit down on a couch and drink 100 Budweisers and knock it up until they're all finished.
What they should do is they should next Super Bowl, Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch. This is a free one. They should in the playoff games leading up to the Super Bowl.
Oh, they should have a playoff between all. There's a million different Bud Lights and Bud Seltzers and then Bud Seltzer has Bud Seltzer Pineapple comes in during the Super Bowl. It's fuck yeah,
exactly.
Oh, let's fucking WWE this shit up.
And they should also do a 30 for 30. Of the original Bud Bowls.
Oh, that'd be great,
right? And then you have everything. You have the playoffs,
interviews with
yes.
Yes. It wasn't Post the Malone. Fridge. It was the freezer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You could do all of this. You could do all of that stuff with all of their new branding, make it a playoffs, and then the winners face off in the next Bud Bowl, and then also in there throwing the 30 for 30s for the original Bud Bowl.
Oh, that'd be excellent. Right. I'm this close to making this a Bud Bowl podcast now, and all we do is talk about the Bud Bowl. All year long, we're just campaigning. We're gonna get Bud Light and Budweiser to come.
It would be too good to ignore the Budweiser. What are you doing? It's so easy, low hanging fruit.
Instead, they have the same commercial every year where it's it's a horse, and the horse is sad, and now the horse is strong. Drink beer. It's what the fuck.
Yeah. Even I really enjoyed the nostalgic Budweiser commercials. For me, are the frogs, Budweiser.
Yep.
Those, So that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I have a hot take. Maybe it's not that big of a hot take. I think as far as halftime shows go, I think that halftime shows should be off-site.
Someone who was it that said this? Was it someone said they should have? Was it? I think it might have been Big Cat who said he wants the halftime show in L.A. every year.
Oh, maybe. What do you say on PMT?
Yeah, I think so. I think he might have said he wants the halftime show in Los Angeles every year.
Oh, he wants it in LA every year?
Yes, not the Super Bowl, just the halftime show.
I don't even necessarily. Oh, because what? Because of the stars you can get for it?
I think so.
Oh, maybe that's true. But I'm not even talking really of that. I'm talking more of like the halftime show. Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige, Eminem, 50 Cent as a surprise, Kendrick Lamar.
Yep.
Snoop Dogg. That's a hell of a halftime show. Mm-hmm. But it never lives up, in my eyes, to the potentials, any of them.
I agree.
And I love all those artists a lot. Because it sounds terrible.
It does.
It's lip synced. It looks terrible. The theatrics of it are great, but the crowd is so loud you can't really hear it. A lot of the times there's a lot of audio fuck ups that you just like. Yep. That's the type of shit that happens with a live show that gets put up in 10 minutes and taken down in 10 minutes.
It should be like a little skit.
It should be. Imagine if it was filmed on its own like soundstage, or even that have its own concert somewhere else where you have like some fans maybe, but even just like a blank stage and just do like this great like even I don't even care if it's not live. Like I don't care about that. Just show me a good performance. It's always shit.
I agree.
It sounds like they're great. Like, you know, the Red Hot Chili Peppers did it one year. Like, are they actually playing their instruments? Probably not.
Yeah.
You know, like it just sounds like shit. It looks cool because you see them. Like, what are we? The majority of the people that are watching from home, what are you really getting from it? Even the people there, what are you really getting? I
think, and also the people there,
people
you think
are
they
all
give
this
a fuck about? Like you think if you just paid $15,000 to go watch the Rams win a Super Bowl, or the Bengals have won a playoff game this year for the first time in 30 fucking years, you think you're like, ooh, and then Dr. Dre's going to come out. Yeah, and he's still Dre.
And also, it was just like those guys were there, just like jacking off their other celebrity friends, like Jay-Z was, you know what I mean? Like it's like a weird gratuitous bullshit that happened in LA. I just hate it. And also the Super Bowl during the day.
So weird. It looks. I think Kirk said it today, where it's like with Harry with WrestleMania, it's like the Undertaker can't come out. And it's still like, that is. I haven't even thought about that, but that is a fucking brilliant take.
Yeah.
Never should that happen. Same thing with the Super Bowl. It's got to be under the lights. I mean, I don't care. It's like when I think of like great football games, they always happen at night.
Yeah.
Like I'm just thinking of just like memories, or like even like there's a difference between like a football game that's being played like in a dome during the day. You can just feel the difference.
Yeah.
And like, so I know like it, and by the end of the Super Bowl, it is dark out, but it's just strange to start. It doesn't feel like a Super Bowl.
No.
And
I was talking to my friends when we were watching too, and I was saying that I was like, it just feels weird during the day.
No, it doesn't feel great.
Yeah, and honestly, like it sucks for Joe Burrow. That man has no help up front.
Oh my God, his offensive line is fucking trash.
That man was getting them. I mean, the Bucks playing the Rams 3 weeks ago. That was a rough game for us because their defense is so good, and we have a good offensive line.
Yeah,
one of our offensive linemen was hurt, which made a lot of the difference. But we have a good offensive line, and they were still like fucking us.
No, they gotta go all in.
The Bengals were getting harassed the whole game. If you double team Aaron Donald, here comes Von Miller. You chip Von Miller, here comes Aaron Donald. Yeah, it's all over.
It's fucked. And like I think that's kind of what like did them in, was their offensive line at the end. Joe Burrow, he got hurt. I'm not exactly what the injury was.
Yeah.
But I mean, he got sacked 9 times in the Tennessee game. Yeah. And they still won. Yeah. That's like, holy shit. First of all, that says a lot about Tennessee's offense.
Yeah.
But that's just like, Jesus Christ. He was the most get him some fucking help. I remember last year before the draft, it was like, tell me who the Cincinnati Bengals are picking in the first round without telling me. And it was just a picture of Joe Burrow with like a leg brace on. And it was like, they went and picked Jamar Chase. And that pick was like highly scrutinized. You got to get the man help. And Jamar Chase has turned out to be like the best offensive weapon. Probably he'll be like he'll be the top wide receiver in the NFL in the next 2-3 years.
But imagine how much better he would be if they had an offensive line.
Oh, if he had an extra half a second to
he was wide open. Jalen Ramsey got abused in the playoffs. He sucked.
Yeah, no, he did not have a great game.
Yeah, a half a second more, and he would throw it down to Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I took all Joe Burrow's unders. I swung by Twin River.
Did you get any?
Yeah, I got every single under besides longest pass, because the one pass he had at the beginning of the second half, that was like 75 yards.
Yeah.
I think it was like 38 and a half. And I took the under on everything. So everything hit on that besides that one. But let's talk about the halftime show, because I know everyone's talking about Jerry Callahan's tweet, and I thought that was hilarious. It would have been awesome though if he came out and he was like, you know what? like, it's Dre Day, and he just came out and was like,
it's Dre Day,
and it's just him just jamming to it. But no, he said it was like the worst halftime show of all time. It was fine.
This halftime show sucked, right? That was
it was like okay, first of all, like no halftime show has ever like sucked. Like they're all like well put together. Like even if you don't like them. Like I wasn't a big fan of like Katy Perry, but like it's put together. There's
Left Shark.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch. Yeah, Left Shark going on. Beyonce's singing and dancing. Even if you don't like it, you're still like, oh, that's cute or that's well put together. To say it sucks is little wild. But I had a take afterwards that was getting a little bit of shit.
For Jerry's tweet?
No, not for Jerry's tweet. It was the halftime show good or was it just like songs from when you were happier?
Great tweet.
And I think a couple people like shout out Blind Owl of BO Blogs. He said like, isn't that what nostalgia is? But yeah, there's a difference between something being good and then something being like nostalgic. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. The nostalgia was them being there.
Yes, it was like because I mean, I'm just gonna assume you're a white kid a couple of years older than me that you had an Eminem phase where you were like fucking Eminem, like every single white kid.
Some people would say I'm still going through. My wife would say I'm still going through my Eminem phase.
And it was good and all. There wasn't anything like when 50 came out. I was like, I'm a huge 50 Cent guy. I love G Unit. It was great to see him. I see a lot of body shaming going on Twitter, and none of that will be happening here at the Justin Show.
No, maybe that was just me like being out of shape 33-year-old, but. I thought he looked good. He
looked fine. He's not in the gym constantly all the time, he doesn't have to give this impression where literally G Unit would like go on stage in like bulletproof vests.
Yeah.
Do you know what G Unit stood for?
I don't know.
Guerrilla unit. Not as in gorilla like, but like gorilla as in like
gorilla. Right.
Yeah, guerrilla warfare. So their whole thing was like, we're like, and a member of a gang. We're always ready to fight at any time. So obviously they were jacked. They were probably on steroids. 50 Cent has no reason to do that now. 50 Cent fucking makes so much money on Power and all these TV shows he's a part of and all these royalties. I know he made like $1 billion off of Vitamin Water years ago. But like
and Beats.
Yeah, but let the guy be big for a little bit there.
Did you have an issue with the songs they selected?
No, I mean it's a Super Bowl. You're gonna go.
You're gonna go with the hits.
You gotta go. I mean, Eminem's gonna do "Lose Yourself."
Yeah, but I was kind of disappointed because I feel like that's the one that everybody knows, but I feel like that's the only one that Eminem probably didn't want to play.
I felt that.
You know what I mean? Like that's the one. It's like I understand that still everybody knows it because it's from the movie. It's probably his number one song, but like. You do like a verse of cleaning out my closet, and maybe they don't want that.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can still get the hit, but not have like
collapse would have been a great one.
Yeah, right. Well, yes, and like, do you not think like to put something with like M Dre?
Oh, they came
50?
out to like crack a bottle.
Like, right. That's what
my goodness gracious.
That's what I thought they were going to do. I didn't think it was just going to be like me shuffling through my CD from 2004. Where I'm like, here's the next song, and then Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah. No, the whole thing was very, I don't know, it was fun, but I do think that like there wasn't anything like spectacular. Like I think, what's your favorite halftime show of all time? You can say this one if it was.
Oh no, Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson.
Yeah,
okay.
Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake.
So my favorite one,
I saw a titty.
Exactly, I saw fucking tits. It's funny when I went to go look that up. So she had such a big titty piercing. That I had no fucking idea what that was.
Well, wasn't it like a pasty or something? It was like a tassel, right?
I think it was like just a big piercing. Because I remember like reading a Wikipedia article on nipple piercings, and for some reason, Janet Jackson was brought up in said Wikipedia article. But my favorite, and I wasn't even around for it, was the U2 one. For the first Patriots one, Super Bowl 30.
Yeah, it is a fucking
huge.
piercing.
Isn't it huge?
Yeah, it's like a star. Well, I mean, maybe that's not the one she wears all the time, but it's like a
little
star.
shine sprite or whatever.
And then the piercing is well. All right, we want to bring. No, we can't bring this up. But
yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
But my favorite one was the U2 one from Super Bowl 36. But it's not even necessarily because of U2. You think about it, it's after 9/11. He takes out the jacket. He's got the names going behind him. He's got the American flag. You're like, holy shit, like this is fucking incredible. Prince during the rainstorm.
Prince was that's a notable one that stands out for me.
But like, I guess if you have to say like
Aerosmith, I like that.
Pick
one.
What Super Bowl I had like the most fun in the moment, like watching. I really liked I liked the Bruce Springsteen one because I go, I had no idea what the music was because I must have been like 12 at the time. I liked Aerosmith. Rolling Stones was fun. I liked honestly the one I probably had the most fun watching in the moment was like the fucking Black Eyed Peas.
Oh yeah.
Because it was like at that time it was they were the most popular band in the world at that time. I was young, I was like 14 or 15. But it was, it was whatever. But yeah, the most recent one was like, okay, if you thought like they didn't do anything special, like they just kind of brought out, we're like, hey, remember, this song, and it was like it was fun. But everyone was saying greatest Super Bowl halftime show ever. Yeah, and I just don't know if Super Bowl halftime shows are made to be great.
No, I agree with you.
So I don't know if you had to pick who's your favorite artist out of the people who performed. On Sunday. It has to be Eminem.
Ooh, yeah, probably Eminem or 50. I like Dre, but to be frank, Dre hasn't been since The Chronic, he really hasn't been that.
It's funny
noteworthy.
In the song where he says like my last album was The Chronic. It's like, oh, actually no, your last album was like not great.
Yeah, I forget which one.
He had one called Compton that was not great.
Yeah, he did one recently that was like everybody thought it was going to be Detox, but it wasn't.
Yeah, cool. He had a couple singles from Detox come out, but they never came into being. I Need a Doctor was off Detox.
The hell was
I think it was called Compton.
Compton was 2015, but he had one after that for sure. Why isn't this in fucking order, Google?
I also thought he was very close to death 6 months ago.
Oh, maybe it was. His last one was his last studio album was Compton.
Yeah, and it wasn't great. It was okay.
Yeah. Huh. I thought he had something else come out, but anyway. Yeah, but also The Chronic 2001 is good because of Eminem and everybody else.
Exactly. Yeah. No, he's an incredible producer, which I thought it was hilarious that he was up there. You see him playing with buttons up there as if they fucking did anything during the halftime show.
Yeah, right.
It was like okay, you don't have to pretend you're in the studio all the time, my friend.
And I like Snoop too. I love Snoop.
Yep.
But also, a lot of his songs that are really good. It's been a while, but I still listen to new Eminem. 50 hasn't done anything notable in a while.
Yeah, Eminem's Music to Be Murdered By was very good. I thought the deluxe edition was actually even better than the side B was very good. I did not I liked Kamikaze.
Yeah,
that was good.
Kamikaze.
Revival was not great. There's a couple of decent songs on there, but it was just very strange to hear that from Eminem. But I think Kamikaze and Music to Be Murdered By were good. There's a song, I forget on which one it is, but there's a song about D12 on there that's very good.
Oh yeah, that's I believe that's Kamikaze.
Yes, and it's very good to kind of
the apologizing song.
Yeah, where he's like the reason why D12 isn't a thing anymore was because of me and all this shit. But it was funny because
it was Stepping Stone.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, track 7 on Kamikaze.
Yeah. But it was funny. I was watching it with my mom and my brother and my dad. My dad turns to me. He goes, "Oh, what if Eminem plays that song about killing that woman and putting him in the back of her car?"
Stan.
And I was like, Kim? And he was like, no, Stan.
Yeah.
And I was like, that would be there's a chance he plays that.
So, if you talk about all-time TV musical performances, in my mind, that Grammys
is
where
one.
He did that with
Elton John. Such a good live.
You have to also remember that. I remember watching that on my parents' TV in their bedroom. For whatever reason, they had it on, and I wasn't privy to the Grammys at that time. Yep. I was just I didn't pay attention to any of that shit. And that was on, and then also Outkast performed and did Sorry Miss Jackson.
Really?
It was incredible. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was a fucking hell of 2 performances, but that sticks in my mind so much.
That's an incredible live performance. Elton John just fucking slaying the piano.
Oh, my God.
And he's killing the chorus, and fucking Eminem. The first verse is all right, but when the second verse hits, it's so good. And he, you can tell it's good because it's also a clean version, but it's still my preferred version.
Yeah.
But it was funny that my dad was like, what if they played that song about killing someone? And I was like, that's I can think of 30 other songs that would be so much worse for him to play.
Yeah.
I was like, if he comes up with FAC, I'm going to fucking lose it.
Oh my God. Also shout out to Eminem for kneeling, not because of whatever the intent is behind it, just because the NFL told him not to and he did it. Fucking kudos to him.
Do you think he actually told him not to?
Yo, definitely. They definitely told him not to, for sure. I mean, they definitely, how can I put this? They definitely made it apparent. If they didn't, if they didn't put it in a contract or directly say to him, "Do not kneel," they definitely made it clear that they didn't want any political statements made, and they considered that a political statement,
which is wild in and of itself because
for sure.
I didn't even notice it when I was watching it. I was like, he sang and now he's on the ground and he's praying or something.
Yeah,
I wasn't like, oh, he's kneeling in solidarity with Kaepernick. Did you know Kaepernick got like $50 million? The 49ers re-signed him right after that. So Eminem kneel, and they said, you know what? They said, fuck it, we got to give.
It wasn't. I didn't care about the.
No. I know what you mean, but
I know it's probably at this point. It's probably it's just like doesn't matter. No one really cares. Nobody's gonna like champion for it again. People are just gonna be angry about it, and I think I think he was doing it just to piss the NFL off, honestly.
I guess, and I didn't really see too much. I didn't see much backlash. I saw a lot of people like writing articles like "Good on Eminem" for doing that.
Yeah,
I didn't see any articles like "How dare Eminem." I did see like the Charlie Kirk thing about how this is like sexual anarchy was very funny.
That's Charlie Kirk is a fucking lunatic.
But there was I can think of a million other halftime shows that are more sexual.
Do you go on Reddit often?
I go on a couple subreddits.
So I follow this subreddit that loves to bash Charlie Kirk.
Okay.
And it's just really funny because it's just like shit posting. It's kind of like prequel memes.
Okay.
You know, I'm sure you know prequel.
Do I know prequel memes?
Yeah.
I am prequel memes.
So it is sort of like prequel memes where it's just shit posts.
Okay. Is it like, because I know pictures where it's like Charlie Kirk doing his little pose and then like it will have something like some quote next to it that's like.
It's less about the quotes and it's more they will post a picture of Charlie Kirk, a random one, and people have to decide whether or not they photoshopped his face to be smaller on his body. Because
I like that.
When you look at pictures of him, you're not really sure if his like face.
He does have a very
small face.
He does have a very like. You can definitely shrink it a couple inches, and it could, or expand it a couple inches, and you really couldn't tell the difference.
It's a very funny game. So you have to figure out if they shrunk it or not, or if that is just the actual.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Anyway. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, sexual anarchy. What a
I saw Ben Shapiro was going off about it and stuff like that. You know who should do a halftime show? I won't say anything more about this. Is Ben Shapiro's sister?
I don't think I know.
She should do a halftime show. She has big tits.
Oh yeah,
she has giant tits.
What do you want her to do? Sing?
I don't. Yeah, she can go up there and just praise, and talk about Christian Judeo values for 30 minutes. I don't give a fuck.
How do you? Is she like a part of?
She's like a part of Ben Shapiro's thing. Just look, yeah. I mean, it's like a big.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she's.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, she should do the halftime show. But anywho, the halftime show was great. I think people were going a little bit too crazy in the moment where it's like, it's definitely cool to see. Like, I'm also not sure how great of a performer, like in concert, Eminem is, because I don't think he tours very often. Like,
no,
he hasn't toured
not anymore. Yeah.
Did you know he was on the Warped Tour in 1998?
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, he was on Warped Tour. You know,
that was before. Was that Marshall Mathers LP right around?
It was time? Like right after Slim Shady LP.
Okay.
Yeah, it was sometime around then. What other Super Bowl halftime performer was on the Warped Tour?
I don't know.
I'll give you a hint. She likes to shoot fireworks out of her titties.
Katy Perry?
Katy Perry was on the Warped Tour, yes.
When? Which Warped Tour?
This was like 2006.
Oh, so when like I Kissed a Girl was hot?
I think so. But yeah, Katy Perry was on Warped Tour. There's a bunch of people that were on it, but who's going? I think I Set My Friends on Fire is going
2008. To. Oh, so before I Kissed a Girl.
Yeah.
What was her first big hit?
It was Hot and Cold, but I think there was.
They're hot.
Yeah, cold. Yeah, yes and yeah, no. Fireworks. But yeah, she was so
yeah,
I know.
Hot and Cold 2008.
That's just a fun fact that
she must have been playing deep cuts back then.
That's crazy. I think she just went up there and she probably just sang. I don't think that was kind of before she was taken in as Hollywood's new project or whatever she did. But there were a couple other things I wanted to talk about today. You know what commercial I did seem to like was the Lord of the Rings commercial. I mean, I'm excited for that. I know I see a bunch of people saying they're going to like not feminize it, but like SJW it all up. And I don't think so. And I think I texted you this when I saw this. I was like, one of like my favorite moments in cinema history is like a super feminist part of Lord of the Rings. When fucking Eowyn takes off her fucking helmet, she's like, I am no man. You know what? Stabs the ring wraith in the face, and you're like, fuck yeah. Like, she is no man. Like, fucking girl pussy power. Let's go.
You know what's funny about that scene is if you put that scene, if that movie came out tomorrow, the same people that have an issue with it being the new series being SJW,
they would thought it was put in there just because.
When in reality, that's just it's a super badass part of the movie.
Oh, it's a fucking awesome part of the movie.
People would so there's always. This is what I'm getting at. There's always something to complain about.
Yes.
You just have to enjoy it and just fucking watch it for what it is. It's a fucking it's a fucking show about hobbits and fucking wizards and wizard staffs and casting magic and rings. Like, just let it be. And elves, let it be. Let it be.
I can't wait till like we're completely wrong and the first episode comes out and it's all about how like Rivendell is being gerrymandered by a certain part of elves and all these things, and there's a certain like disability that's not covered under like elf healthcare, and they don't live forever or something like that.
Sauron is trying to strike down mail-in voting.
Yeah, exactly. something of that. The fucking Riders of Rohan are unionizing.
The outside of that shit. I've seen people that don't like it because it looks more akin to like The Hobbit rather than the original trilogy.
Okay.
But it looked great. To what I'm going to say to them is you're never going to have that look again.
I don't think so.
Because Hollywood progresses. There's not a movie that comes out that is going to use a 20-year-old camera, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly. And like you look at the original Lord of the Rings, there was obviously so much less CGI used than like in The Hobbit, and I look at it that as like it was a good thing because they had to use so many practical props with the orcs and things. Like, they're just not going to do that anymore.
Yeah,
and that doesn't necessarily mean it will look bad. It's just going to look different than what it did.
And it's fine. It's a new thing. Like, enjoy it. Just fucking enjoy it.
Yeah, fucking enjoy
Stop.
it. It's brand new Lord of the Rings content. It's. I understand it's not like they're going away from like obviously because Tolkien only wrote like certain things, so they're kind of going off like different source material. I trust. And what has Amazon ever done wrong in the world? Am I right? You know, they've never done anything wrong.
Great people at Amazon. Yeah.
But you know what else I saw today that I was surprised by? Did you know that there's like a Lord of the Rings anime movie coming out?
Yeah, I just saw a touch of that today.
Yes, I saw that today, and it's supposed to come out in like
2024.
Yeah, 2024.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called. If you could look that up.
War of the Rohirrim.
Yeah, War of the Rohirrim.
Rohirrim.
So that's something to look into. I think it takes place like 100 and 150 years before the Hobbit, and you know.
Let's see.
I read this article.
Lord of the Rings, War of the. How do you say it?
Rohirrim. Yeah, it takes place like 100 years before the Hobbit. So
okay,
we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Did you watch the finale of Book of Boba Fett?
Of course I did.
Okay.
Of course I did. It really. I will say I enjoyed the half season of The Mandalorian we got. Yeah. It was he really came in and saved it all.
A buddy of mine I went to go see over the weekend. I was sitting with him and I was like, "Did you watch Book of Boba Fett?" And he's like, "I watched the first 2 episodes."
I've had that conversation with like 3 people, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. The whole Tusken Raider thing is fucking kind of weird. After he escapes the Sarlacc pit, no one really gives a shit, but it gets good. It gets pretty decent going on.
The best thing was he's like, I watched the first 2 episodes, and you know, I really wish it was The Mandalorian. And I was like, my face is turning red, and I'm like, just let it fly.
Look, there are 2 episodes where Boba Fett is not in it at all, and it is The Mandalorian 2.5.
Yeah, and he was like, and it was like so dope in The Mandalorian when Luke showed up, and I'm like,
oh god,
fucking
he shows up.
The show.
So, he shows up, and guess who else is back? You know, it's I was talking to someone, and she was like, she's kind of like a Pink Hat Star Wars fan, and she was like, she's like, but I love Baby Yoda, and I was like, Baby Yoda's in it, and she was like, "No, he's not." I was like, "Baby Yoda's back."
Grogu's in it.
And I mean, I don't normally fall for this shit, but that is the most fucking adorable thing. I know it was created like in a lab. I'm sure Disney was like, "Oh, and you know, its eyes move like this because it hits the cute factor in your head." Well, it fucking worked because I want to fucking die for it as well. So,
did you the one gripe I had with the finale?
I have a couple gripes.
The main one was two. The spin move by the fucking mod guy.
The Powerpuff teenagers.
Yeah.
I didn't. As soon as I saw them, I was talking to Gig. Shout out Gig. He's a great guy. Because he would watch it like when it first came out. And I would watch it at night, and he would always be like, "There's something in this episode you'll really like," and it's like when the Mandalorian like goes through like the pod racing.
Yes.
Area, and you're like,
yeah,
like,
oh my fucking. There's like the broken fence.
There's fucking awesome. They're like, that's incredible. But during that episode, it's like, there's one thing I really didn't get, and maybe it will be better. Yeah, I did not understand the whole like teenage modders, or what are they called? The mods?
Yeah, right. The mod people, whatever you want.
Yeah, that seemed very like, hey, we need to get some young people in on this team, and maybe they'll have a future spin-off thing. That's how I took it. I have no interest in seeing them.
I hope not. I hope they just leave them at the where.
I hope they go, and you guard. I hope they do what they did with Rose. And my favorite part of episode 9 is when they're all on that new home base, and they're like, "Hey, Rose, we gotta go adventuring." And she's like, because of the backlash in episode 8. She's like, "I gotta stay back and fix a ship." That is the actual scene. I believe that is the actual quote. She's like, "Oh, I gotta stay off screen and fix this ship. That's really important." So I hope they just fix a bunch of ships.
The second thing that I didn't like was I didn't like the two large droids that they fought at the end.
Yeah, the droideka sort of things.
I hated it. It was just very uninspiring. Like it wasn't like they had like that cool like street battle with like the Pike and Cad Bane and shit like that. Like they had those guys out there, but then to just send in those huge droids and like them having to deal with them. And also I noticed like I don't usually notice this type of shit. But like, there was a huge inconsistency during one of the fights when like Mando is on its back or like jumping on it, or the Rancor, I guess. Like it had one of its arms ripped off.
Oh,
and then all of a sudden the next scene, like literally the cut was it had both of its arms.
These droidekas are fucking fierce nowadays.
So I think it was kind of lazy and boring, but it was still badass because fucking Boba Fett was riding a Rancor. So.
Yeah, that was pretty sick. I was thinking the entire time when I was watching, I was like, they never did anything with fucking Machete and the Rancor.
Yeah,
I would have thought it was cool if like Machete came back and did something.
Yeah,
but he didn't. The problems I had were I thought the Cad Bane parts were very cool. I think it's like very cool because did you watch Clone Wars?
I just started watching.
Okay, Cad Bane's fucking awesome. He's like a super badass character. You're gonna fall in love with him. They should have done. I don't like the idea of killing him off.
Do you think he's dead?
I don't know.
His chest thing was still on. That's like everybody's keeping up hope.
Yeah, this is like the whole thing. Like, is Ghost dead in Modern Warfare 2? You ever hear those rumors?
No.
From Modern Warfare 2 about how he was wearing in a certain mission earlier on, he's like complaining about like fire retardant fucking things
really?
He's playing when he gets. I don't know. There was this whole thing. It was middle school. It was fucking stupid. But for like next 3 years,
I think he's still alive.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he is. And also, I didn't see the need. I think the end credit scene was very like.
Remind me again what that was.
It was forget his name, the sheriff who originally had Boba Fett's armor.
Yeah.
It was him in the back to tank getting healed up.
Carl Vance.
Yeah,
Carl Vance, whatever his name is.
It was him in the back to tank getting like healed up. So it's like, okay, well, are they going to do something with him? Like next, I'm not entirely sure. I had to rewatch because I was like, is that Cad Bane? Getting healed up. Because Cad Bane and Boba Fett have a very, I don't want to say difficult, but
Cobb Vanth.
Yes. They have a very strange history going back to like Cad Bane kind of trained Boba Fett like during the Clone Wars, took him under his wing and things like that, and they kind of had a falling out and all this other shit. But yeah, it's we'll see what happens with all of that.
Well, we know that Cobb Vanth is getting some mods put on him.
That's right. That'd be great if he just turns into he gets the spin move mod put on.
That was so stupid.
It was very like that would have been cool. Like, have you ever seen the? I'm about to ask the fight between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader in Episode 4.
Yeah,
when they're like, one of the moves Obi-Wan does is he just spins around in a circle.
Yeah,
and it's like you think about it, and like the canon reason why that fight was like that was because Darth Vader just had some like adjustments to his suit, and Obi-Wan's old. But in reality, the movie was made in 1977, and they're not going to be jumping up and down off cliffs on this movie that. was like that. But it was very like, and then what if they spin around and shoot? I don't know. It was pretty fucking stupid. But we'll see. I am looking forward to Obi-Wan, the new series coming out on Disney+.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be dope.
But I do have some gripes to pick with Disney+, though.
What are the gripes?
They're taking off my shows.
What shows?
They're taking off my fucking goddamn shows. Not off Disney+. Off
Netflix.
Do you know what's coming off Netflix March 1st?
The Defenders and all that, right?
The Defenders, fucking Daredevil, Jessica Jones.
But it's getting put on Disney+?
Not yet. Not yet.
So that's what I thought, too. It's just being taken off.
Correct. Right. Not yet, which I am like, I'm so afraid that like they're going to censor some things. Because you watch those shows. First of all, if you're listening to this podcast and you have not, and you enjoy, you must at least, if you listen to me at all, superhero stuff, Star Wars shit, and you have not seen the Netflix Daredevil show and Jessica Jones show, go and watch. They're like some of the great, like I think season 1 of Jessica Jones is the best season of television on Netflix.
I was talking with my buddy the other day. We agree with that. We think that Jessica Jones is amazing.
I think season 2 was fine. Season 1 I think is like it has the best villain like ever. The villain, his superpower is if he tells you to do something, you have to do it. Whether it be like kill yourself, go stand in the corner for 24 hours. Shit yourself, piss your pants, kill someone, throw a cup of hot coffee in your face. It's an awesome show. Just go check it out. And they're taking it off Netflix. And I'm so worried that they're going to bring back Daredevil and Jessica Jones and things like that. But they're going to make it fall. They're not going to give it the mature rating it needs.
Yeah.
Because I love The Mandalorian. It's also not. Like Daredevil is like very like it's the most violent Marvel thing that's ever. The Punisher. Oh, I completely forgot about the Punisher. The Punisher is the most violent Marvel property of the past 20 years.
Yeah.
If you look at anything Disney has put out, whether it be like The Winter Soldier, great TV show. What was Loki, great TV show. It's so I'm afraid they're going to bring them back. But they're going to like Disney-fy because they want it to like fall under like a blanket of like everyone can watch this.
It's going to be tough to do that to the Punisher.
Yeah, that'd be great.
There's like so many things they need to cut out. It would make no sense.
Yeah. That'd be tough.
My theory is that because they introduced, and I don't know if this is a spoiler for anybody. Did you watch Hawkeye?
I have. When they
introduced Kingpin.
Oh, which is
cool. And they quote unquote killed him off, but I don't think he's dead. But maybe they're planning for a new show with Daredevil because they did just put him in the Spider-Man movie.
I was thinking I would love because Kingpin is actually like a big bad guy in the Spider-Man universe.
Mm-hmm.
I would love I know this is years down the line, but like the next Spider-Man movie is kind of like a Spider-Man Daredevil movie where they have to take down Kingpin. That's kind of like how the whole thing gets brought up. I don't know. But yeah,
that trilogy that Tom Holland's going to be in could be interesting.
Yeah. The
only problem is Matt Murdock is technically his lawyer, and he has now forgotten that Tom Holland is Spider-Man, that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
But Matt Murdock does not care.
But maybe Peter Parker remembers that he's like a little more than just a lawyer, and maybe he goes and seeks him out.
And also, I could definitely see Daredevil somehow like running into Spider-Man while they're both fighting Kingpin or something like that.
Sure.
Yeah,
for
Matt
sure.
Murdock. I mean, now Peter Parker is like some poor college student.
And now, because he's staying in. Right, I assume he stayed in New York, or did he go to MIT?
No, I think he stayed in. I think he went to he's at community college.
Yeah, right.
Which is also like they're kind of like a plot hole of that movie where it's like, so if no one knows who you are, you're just kind of like, I'm this kid showing up to community college. I guess maybe you can do that.
Yeah.
But we will see. We will see with all that. But yeah, no, I don't know. I just find it shitty when things get taken off a platform.
Yeah, especially because they're not just putting it right on Disney Plus, and maybe Disney Plus will make this right and they'll just put it on. They'll just put it on in a few weeks, or maybe they have something more planned. I wouldn't mind that either.
I would love them doing the Defenders right, because the Defenders series itself, which for those of you that don't know, was all the Marvel characters on Netflix got together for an Avengers sort of miniseries.
Iron Fist sucks.
Oh, Iron Fist was. Don't watch Iron Fist.
It was terrible.
But they all got together for like an Avengers sort of event. It was kind of like it was pretty much was Daredevil season 2.5. I think you'd agree with that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't great. So if they could do that correct, it would be it would be ideal. But I don't know, because I'm such a big fan of Daredevil and such a big fan of Jessica Jones. I love Kristen Ritter. I think she's a phenomenal actress, and I'm surprised she doesn't get like work up the wazoo with everything that's going on.
I would be surprised if she's not somehow fit into some Marvel.
She has coming out. I mean,
yeah.
I'd
be surprised.
That's the one thing with Marvel is when they cast someone, they've done such a fantastic job of casting people. Like I think Charlie Cox is the perfect Matt Murdock. Like I'm not even like an anti Ben Affleck. Oh, sorry, anti Ben Affleck guy.
Yeah.
But Charlie Cox did such a great job of portraying a blind guy, like with superpowers. Did you know he's like won awards from like the blind community? And everything
really?
Like that? Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It was funny. I remember when me and Blind Mike were driving to Encore to go fuck with Rich Keefe and that WEI show. I was trying to shoot the shit. And I asked him, I was like, do you like Daredevil? And I wasn't even thinking at the time, but he was like, no. And everyone tells me that I should watch it. And like, I just thought it as like, I didn't understand at first that it was because he was blind, that everyone must be like, oh, do you like Daredevil? But like, everyone should watch Daredevil. It's such a good show. But we'll see. We'll see how that all turns out in the grand scheme of things. What else? What else is new? Did we talk about the Nintendo Direct that came out last week?
I don't think we did. No, it was after we recorded.
That's right. Yeah, there's a lot of good shit coming out, huh?
There's a lot of cool stuff. A lot of like head scratchers though, like Wii Sport, not Wii Sports, whatever they call it now, Sports,
Switch Sports, or whatever
Sports,
it's called.
Yeah. It's a 60. Like that was a game that came out free with the Wii.
Yeah,
and now they're charging
$60
$60 for it, which is weird.
Yeah. A couple of things I'm excited for. I think the Mario Kart thing is awesome. I do see like why people are like, why aren't they just making Mario Kart 9? I get that, but also like they're coming out with 48 new tracks.
You're going to have, this is kind of like what they did with Smash Ultimate.
Yep.
This is kind of like the definitive way to play Mario Kart.
Correct.
It's like it has almost everything from every other Mario Kart.
It's going to have 48 new tracks on it. Do you know how many tracks were in Double Dash in total?
Oh, not that many.
16.
Yeah, right.
You are getting 3 times the amount of content that was in Double Dash,
I love Double Dash.
Which is considered by some to be the best Mario Kart game. You're getting 3 of them.
Yeah, and you have
3 times that
and
amount.
you have like a ton of characters to pick from.
Yep.
You have so many carts and DLC carts to download. You have all this crazy stuff, and this comes for free if you pay for online. The certain package of online.
Yeah, the plus that gets you the N64,
right.
but which is, I don't have that, but I've heard not so great things about the whole.
Yeah, I saw that there was a lot of issues with the N64 games, so I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, I'll wait on that as well. I'm still been playing my GameCube, just racking that up.
What else from the Mario Direct have you the Nintendo Direct did you like?
Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I mean, they do a decent job with that.
Are you excited for the Mario Strikers? Are you familiar with? There's a great.
Am I familiar with Mario Strikers?
There's a great one on the GameCube. That was the first one.
The first one, yep. And then there was Super Mario Strikers Charge on the Wii.
I like that one.
I think was even better because like it added like little abilities, like you could flip over the goalie and do a bunch of shit. Yes, I'm very excited about that.
That looks cool. Are you excited for Advance Wars at all? I know that's something that was
I've never played Advance Wars. I'm trying to. I want to get into it because I want to play them when they come out, and I also want to play Battalion Wars on the GameCube.
Okay.
Have you played them?
I played Advance Wars, on the Game Boy Advance. Both of them.
Was it good?
1 and 2. Yeah, I like those games. It's good. I know that they just made one recently from I forget the name of the studio, but Wargroove, which is essentially just the same kind of game.
Yep.
But it's just like a modern version of it.
Yep.
So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. What else was mentioned in the Nintendo Direct?
The Splatoon Salmon Run.
Not
Splatoon
a huge
3 Salmon
Splatoon
Run.
guy.
Yeah, I really like Splatoon. I liked playing with the friends that I played with online.
Yep.
But their online system really sucks. At least in the second one, it's tough. Like I tried to play with me and I think it was like three other of my friends, and if a room fills, your teammates get kicked out, and you have to wait until there's you can't just go in with a party. It's really? so bizarre. Yeah, it's very bizarre.
Oh, that is.
But yeah, I'm excited about that. Earthbound coming to Switch is pretty cool. Because you can. Earthbound, technically the first one.
Yep.
Because Earthbound is Mother 2, so you're essentially getting the first Mother game. Yep. That's cool if you're into that kind of stuff. A lot of good RPG stuff, including. Shit, what was the one they showed? That was done in the style of it's like that Kirby? 2D, 3D. No, Kirby, that looks cool too. Kirby,
Earthbound Beginnings.
No, what the fuck was the name of that? There's an RPG coming out. It's a 2D, 3D.
Fire Emblem Warriors?
No.
Chrono Cross?
No. Oh, no, it wasn't Chrono Cross.
What is this? SD Gundam?
No, but I am excited for that. That was cool. SD Gundams is all right. It's this
Triangle Strategy.
No, what the fuck
Live
is
a
that?
Live.
Oh, it's Live a Live.
Live a Live
or Live a Live.
Live a Live.
Live a Live.
I'm just looking at it.
Live a Live. It's done in the style of this other game that came out on the Switch when the Switch first launched. It's an RPG. I can't believe I forget the name of it, but it's like this gorgeous like 2D art style.
Okay.
It's like 2D, 3D art style. It looks really cool. I'm kind of excited for that. But Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is probably the most excited I am of any of those.
Yeah, I'm excited about the Kirby game too. That should be interesting to see how they kind of do an open world Kirby game and everything like that. But we shall see in regards to all of that. But yeah, no, I've just been fucking jamming on the game. Shout out to I think his name's Mr. Who on Twitter. He DM'd me a name of a game store that sells a bunch of old vintage games, and I went up to it was in Billerica. I think it was called Boom Boom Games in Billerica.
Shout out Boom Boom Games.
And I got Mario Party 4, so I've been playing that. Those were the old Mario Party games are so much fun.
Yeah, they are really good. Do you how much was that game?
It was like $95.
It's expensive.
Fucking expensive.
I was gonna say like all the Mario Party games are super expensive.
Yes.
My brother and I believe I think we have all of them except for 3 and 10.
Okay, 10 sucks.
Yeah, I know 10 is bad, but we're completionists when it comes to collecting all of them.
I am too.
So I believe 3 and 10 is the ones we're missing.
3, I don't have the first one for the N64. I have 2 and 3. One of the first games I ever remember playing was Mario Party 3 on the N64.
Mario Party 1, the first game. I remember my cousins were coming over to stay the weekend with me and my brother, and we really enjoyed hanging out with them. They were close in age to us, and we used to play Mario. This was after this, of course, but when GameCube came out, we used to play Double Dash like crazy, the 4 of us.
Yep.
But I remember them coming over, and my parents, like, I had a Toys R Us gift card, or gift certificate at the time. And we're like, all right, well, I'm going to get a game that we can all play this weekend. Like, it'll be great. Me and my brother went, and we got Mario Party. And we're like, we're not exactly sure what this is, but the guy at Toys R Us was like, this is a great party game.
Yep.
And obviously,
it's
Mario
such
Party.
a fucking...
And the first mini game we ever played was the one where they bounce on top of the balls.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? And you have to knock people off the... That was the first thing we were playing. We're like, this game is fucking awesome. Like, this is so
wild.
Fucking sick.
Oh, it's wild. I just don't... I feel like the whole, like, couch co-op has died past like 10 years. I'm not exactly sure. Like, I think the closest game we got that was actually decent with couch co-op was Borderlands. I think Borderlands did a decent couch co-op job, but I think like so many games now have just like stressed the online multiplayer faction.
Shout out to Halo Infinite.
I was just about to say.
My buddy, I don't know if I brought this up, but my buddy came over a few weeks ago, and I wanted to show him Halo Infinite. And usually on Master Chief Collection, you can play same screen, split screen, which you can't do anymore in games, especially first person shooters. And because it's so intensive on the system, on the game, to do it that way. But I was like, oh, maybe Infinite has it, and and sure enough, boom, split screen online. We were playing. Me and him were playing other people. It was great.
Yeah.
And
I know they did not launch with split screen campaign quite yet.
No, co-op is not here yet.
But it will be coming soon. But yeah, I just feel like I don't know. There's something like I understand the convenience of like being able to like you're at your house, I'm at my house, we're playing together. But also like maybe this goes back to the whole nostalgia thing. This is just me on a nostalgia trip. but like I enjoy like getting 3 friends together to play Mario Party. Like I think that's so much fun.
Yeah, it's great. My brother last weekend had that. He called me up. He was like, I'm having some people come over to play Mario Party.
Which one?
The new one. Yeah, which is a very good one.
Very good one.
And I have friends flying in this week to play the Destiny expansion. Witch Queen.
They're just coming in to play it.
Well, it's one of their birthdays, and they're coming to hang out.
Where they flying from?
One from Cali and the other from Kentucky.
Ooh.
And they are coming in just to play. Well, one of them is coming in to play Witch. The other one's just coming to hang out. But we have another friend here in Rhode Island that plays Destiny, and they're coming to play Witch Queen. And like I have to have like at my house, I'm setting up 3 TVs.
That's so fucking awesome.
And we had to source
How awesome
3.
Is that?
It's gonna be dope.
How awesome is that? Getting fucking 3 TVs going.
Oh, and that's the other thing too. Like back in the day, like of course couch co-op was great, but we used to also do.
Bring your 16, Xbox over. Yes. Oh, dude.
16-player Halo on the original Halo in my parents' basement on this little tiny hub, and you just like you hook it up, and a friend of mine was bitching. We do this with my brothers still every once in a while. Everybody will bring their Xbox One, and we do a Master Chief Collection LAN.
Yep. Okay.
And one of my friends was bitching to me the other day. He's like, I want my own TV. It's like crazy. I'm like, Josh, fucking think about what we used to do on these fucking we used to do 3 players on like a 27-inch TV.
Oh my God. If
4
that,
players.
yeah.
And like you had this tiny little screen and we used to play for days. And I was like, think about where you came from. Like buck up, dude.
No, like look at like the size of like that TV right there.
Yeah. Split that up into 4.
That would have been like in like the early like knots, and like that was like, oh damn, he's got a fucking big ass TV.
And we're playing on like me and my brother. We bought a couple extra TVs for his condo because it's like this big open space, and we bought 65-inch TVs, like these cheap ones, but still 65. Like, dude, stop complaining. You're getting the TVs we used to play on. You're getting a whole one for yourself on that TV.
Yeah,
so
no, it's so funny. It's so funny to look how far we've come.
Coach co-op is a lost art.
Oh, I think it's great.
It truly is. Yeah,
it's fantastic. But yeah, no. Hopefully, I've also been playing Paper Mario. Have you ever played the Paper Mario games?
I haven't played the newest one, but I played the other ones.
Have you played like 1,000 Year Door?
Yes.
Great game.
Great game.
Yeah,
1,000 Year Door is great.
Playing that, it's very funny too. It's quite the humorous game. They don't make games like that anymore.
The writing is always good in those games. Those games and like Mario and the Mario games in general, they always do a good job with the writing.
Yeah,
I thought Odyssey had a few good like little laughs if you pay attention.
Yeah, it's not like, oh my God, I got to call my friend about. Yeah, but it's funny, cute little shit. But I think that about does it for. I got to go check out these 401films.com.
Yes, please do. Please do.
But I think that about.
I want to thank you again.
Rob
Gronkowski and Tom Brady are hanging up right now in the studio.
I wanted to bring that up, not the fact that that was a gift or whatever, but how annoying is it
Pretty
that
dope.
Whenever Brady's brought up now, it's going to be like, is he coming back? Is he coming back?
I also like it is I don't think he's coming back. I don't think he's doing that. It's like, fine, just let him retire. But also, I can't stand all these assholes, the 49ers fans on Twitter being like, yeah, he's coming. No, fuck you. Like, you can't have him. Like, that's like, I get dragged into this shit. I was like, no, fuck you. And I'm like, what am I even doing? He's retired. Like, he's gone. That's it. We need to move on.
Oh, and also, it's such like also, if he unretires, yeah, you are not getting a second. Like, you want to talk about, like, if he retires, like, if he unretires and retires again, like,
it's such a bad move.
We better not like have a second retirement where it's like it's finally the end for Tom Brady.
Yeah,
we've already done that. And don't get me wrong, I think he's the greatest NFL player of all time. No one is ever going to win 7 Super Bowls like he did, be that integral in 7.
The only way it feels right for Tom Brady to ever be playing football in the next few years is, say, the 49ers are making a playoff run. And Jimmy Garoppolo or Trey Lance, whoever the quarterback is, his head falls off at the 20-yard line.
Okay.
And they call up Tom Brady and say, we need somebody to, like, you know what I mean? Like a spot filler.
Yep.
If he comes to training camp next year and starts just playing again, it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
It's
nothing. I will accept nothing short of a quarterback's head falling off and Tom Brady replacing them because they need him to come back.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I could see that. Fucking poor Mac Jones is getting stretchered off. Robert Kraft's like, I have a phone call to make.
Right, exactly. Exactly. That type of shit. Oh my God, the playoffs, the Patriots are in the playoffs or gonna make them. They are in the playoffs, but it's regular season. Oh shit, Mac Jones, season-ending injury. and they need somebody. Yeah. You're gonna call Tom Brady.
We'll see. We'll see what happens with all that.
I'll tell you what, though, if he does go anywhere, he's under contract with the Bucs. You savages. Yeah. So fucking, if you want him, come get him.
Got to trade for him. That's what the Patriots had to do with when Gronk came out of retirement. Was like, I'm playing for the Bucs. It was like I believe they had to like swap 7th round picks or something like that.
Yeah. It wasn't too much for what we got. The value we got for Gronk, it wasn't. It was,
and also it was like either he's not going to play or he's going to play for the Bucs.
Gronk also fucking hosed us on all of his incentives. He got every single one of his incentives both years because Brady made sure that happened.
Yeah. So we'll see what goes on with that. Last thing I want to, there are a couple movies out this week that seem interesting that I was thinking about going to go see. I want to go see the new Tom Holland Uncharted movie that comes out.
I got tickets Friday to go.
Nice. What was the other movie that is currently out?
I will say, if anybody out there is fans of any of the Uncharted games, you'll know. But the person that Mark Wahlberg is supposed to be playing
does not look,
is such a hilarious miscast. It's just like
it should be like Tom Selleck.
Yeah, right. I understand that Tom Holland is playing a young Nate.
Yep.
In the game from the games, but still, Sully would never ever look like at any point in his life. Sully would never look like Mark Wahlberg. So that's just a fact.
No.
Also, like Mark Wahlberg is not that much taller than Tom Holland, and Sully is he's a big dude. He's not small.
I played the Uncharted games here and there. I can't remember the stories or anything like that, but I've played
if you like
excellent games.
It's like a mix between. It's like a modern Indiana Jones, essentially.
That's what I've heard.
But there's no like he doesn't have like, he's not using like tech shit. Like he's still using like ropes and
yeah.
It's like it's very it's Indiana Jones and Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I was just about to compare it to
That's
Tomb Raider.
Exactly
it's
what
very
it is.
Tomb Raider-y.
Yeah.
The movies are Blacklight with Liam Neeson. Which just looks like Taken 4. I'm just going to assume.
Every single movie he's done since Taken
has been
just
taken. Yes.
Taken whatever number movie it has been since Taken.
Death on the Nile. I think I'll go see that. That's kind
of
like a
murder on the
whodunit sort of thing, like a Knives Out sort of thing. Jackass Forever I saw. Marry Me. I heard that's great. I heard Marry Me is awesome.
That's the J-Lo.
I heard it's
Owen Wilson.
The one that would be the best ending to that is if like Owen Wilson like kills her and then just like was walking around like wearing her face and was like
God.
like that's how that
dark.
movie should end. Do you know the premise of that movie?
No, what is it?
It's, how like people at concert venues are like, marry me. Like, oh my, like you'll go see.
I did it for Mickey James when I went to go see Raw, like when I was 15.
Okay. And now the premise of Marry Me is she looks out in the crowd and says, you know what? Fuck it. Life's young. I will marry you. And then she marries him.
So what is she? She's a pop star?
Jennifer Lopez pretty much plays Jennifer Lopez. Oh. And then Owen Wilson plays like a fan who has a sign that says marry me.
That's so
weird. And she's like, sure.
Okay, I get what you're saying now.
So how that should end is they should go through with it. They should do like 3 days of planning the wedding, and then Owen Wilson like walks out of the dressing room like wearing her face,
a skin suit,
exactly, and it's like I am Jennifer Lawrence now, or not Jennifer Lawrence, Jennifer Lopez. Yeah. That's how that happened in real life. That's how it would end.
You know what, Justin? You're not wrong. At first, that comment seemed crazy, but now that I know what the movie's about, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. And then Moonfall, which just looks like Armageddon.
I honestly, I keep like to my friends, I'm like, let's go see Moonfall, and they're like, no, why? I'm like,
I think it'd be I think it'd be like a fun, like you're not gonna watch and be like, wow.
First of all, shout out to the cast. It's such a weird cast of Patrick Wilson, Halle Berry, who hasn't been in a movie, and now obviously she's in everything, and fucking Samwise.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Samwise Tarly.
Yeah,
right.
Moonfall.
Yeah. Oh no, Samwell. What did I say? Samwise.
Yeah, not John Bradley.
Yeah, it's Samwell Tarly, not Samwise. It's not
Patrick
Samwise
Wilson,
Gamgee.
Kelly Yu. Yeah, Samwise Gamgee. Charlie Plummer.
I got Lord of the Rings on the mind.
Oh, can't wait. Michael Pena's in it.
I guess.
Oh, that's funny. But no, I think that'd be a fun, like, stupid Armageddon sort of movie where the world's ending.
I'll tell you what was a good commercial from the Super Bowl. Sorry, not to keep going.
No, keep going.
Jurassic World Dominion. Very excited for that movie.
Okay. Now, I feel like this is the key theme of the episode. Like, was it just Are they doing like now we bring back all the old?
Of course it is. Of course, I mean there isn't a question. It's Bryce Dallas. I actually do love Bryce Dallas Howard.
Okay.
In everything she does, and I think her, Dave Filoni, and Jon Favreau are the only 3 people that are allowed to touch any Star Wars property going forward. Because I really think that her episodes of The Mandalorian in Boba Fett were fucking amazing. Were
incredible. Yes,
she needs to be on that shit. I love her. Chris Pratt could take a leave. I have a bad taste in my mouth with Chris Pratt that I know now he's like a big Bible thumping like Jesus freak.
See, but is he, or does he just like to go to church? Because I think he just likes to go to church and people kind of
didn't he have like that thing where he was coming out saying shit and people were all mad at him?
He said like, I'm happy my wife gave birth to a beautiful like
and
daughter.
Twisted,
and people were like, oh, because his first wife had a miscarriage or something like that.
Well, whatever. I heard he was a Jesus freak. That's why. I mean,
I think he does love Jesus, but I don't think he would get up in your face about it. I could be completely wrong.
Well, if I'm just taking that out of context and just being a dickhead, then sorry. But I could take or leave Chris Pratt. I love him as Star-Lord, and then obviously the original cast is why I love it.
Yep. I did call bullshit during that commercial though, where it says like the Jurassic saga comes to an end. I said, oh no. This movie is going to make $2 billion. It's going to make $1 billion in China, and they will have a Jurassic universe before you know it, where they're fucking flying,
that's
starfighters
like, and. Does Disney Plus now put out any? Does Disney put out any movies now that don't have also Disney Plus shows attached to them? No. Yeah. There's a Jurassic Park Disney Plus show coming.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
1,000%. And Jeff Goldblum is so tied into that world now. He has his own Disney Plus show. Yep. He's in the Jurassic Park movie. Oh, well, fuck. I'm a fucking asshole. That's not even a Disney movie. It's not. What the fuck? It's Jurassic Universal.
World? Oh, that's
it's Universal. I'm a fucking
That's
idiot.
Right. But no, there.
Why did I think? Why? Oh, because I was just looking at Laura Dern and fucking Star Wars. I'm an idiot.
There will 100% be Jurassic World 4 or some sort of Jurassic Galaxy.
Yeah, there's no doubt. It'll be on. My point still stands. There will be whatever. It's fucking Universal, I think. Universal, whatever their fucking streaming service is now, it'll have a Jurassic Park show on.
Oh,
absolutely.
1,000,000%.
For sure.
1,000,000%.
My point still stands.
Yeah, there's going to be, because dinosaurs are cool.
Right.
So there's going to be like, and kids love dinosaurs. It's the same thing. Jurassic Park, like the series, is almost 30 years old at this point.
Yeah. 94.
The first one came out in 93 or 94.
Yeah. We're getting there.
So I do think it's cool, but also I was watching this and I was like, okay, there's no way that the U.S. military would not fucking wipe the floor with dinosaurs.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like we are extinct. Like we are putting animals extinct, like that we don't even try to. Nowadays.
We could just let like a bunch of we could let Joe Rogan go out and
God, you kidding me?
With a bow, yeah.
You kidding me? People would fucking love it.
The government wouldn't even have to lift a single missile. They would just call out to all the big game hunters in the country and be like,
oh my God,
imagine that. Like if they really wanted to get rid of all the dinosaurs, all they have to be like is
dangerous dinosaurs.
Yeah, and imagine what a dinosaur skull now in 2022 costs on the black market. Be like, hey, everybody that's like hunting like rhinos and shit, let's just go after dinosaurs and just take care of them, please. If you kill a dinosaur, you
can keep it. You can do whatever you want with it. Oh yeah, it would take 2 seconds. You would be all these big game hunters would be taking pictures with dead T-Rexes and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
But I think that about does it for this episode. This was fun. This was a good one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any other movies that were brought up during the Super Bowl.
The Multiverse of Madness.
Oh yeah, and like Moon Knight. That looks cool.
Yeah.
Just Batman.
There's a lot of theories happening for Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, I've heard a whole bunch of shit.
Well, Professor X's voice is in it.
Yep.
So Patrick Stewart is going to be in it.
So we will see what goes on with that. I'm excited. But I think that about does it. For anything else you would like to say, Matthew?
Nope. Subscribe, rate, leave a review. Check us out.
Oh yeah, I didn't check
the Justin Show.
The Justin Show on YouTube. Should check that out real quick. You know what I've been listening to?
What?
Old Blind Mike Trash Talks on YouTube.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like his right now I'm listening to him talk about how much he hates Joe Zarbano for kicking him off WEEI.
Okay.
Yeah, that whole podcasting fiasco. So listen to a whole bunch of old Blind Mike goodies. So that about does it. I will talk to you later. Bye.